Are the robots taking over? Are we going to have a chip implanted in our head so the FBI knows where we are at all times? Well, the answer to those questions I don't know. But what I do know is that we do have a lot of electric cars on the road that are ugly and a waste of space. But are they as useless as some of us think they are? Well, in this video, that is exactly what we're talking about. Are electric cars really the future? Or are they just a trend that will die in a couple of years? Stick around till the end of the video to find out. But before we start, let me ask you a question. Are you subscribed to the channel? Did you leave a like on the video? Oh, you did? Alright then. In that case, let's dive into the video. So why in the right mind would anyone buy a toaster on wheels? Let's start with the obvious. Electric cars are much better for the environment, apparently. They reduce the carbon footprint, which in turn reduces global warming. No tailpipe emissions means less pollution, which, if you live in a big city like myself, is kind of a big deal. I mean, just look at Paris. The air quality is so bad due to the emissions, they had to impose regulations on what cars are allowed to go through the city center. It must be nice to take a deep breath without inhaling half a gas station. The cost of running an electric vehicle is also a big bonus. Sure, they might be pricey up front, but over time you actually save money. No more oil changes, transmission repairs are a thing of the past, and gas station runs are not needed anymore. Your wallet will definitely thank you, unless the battery on your Tesla breaks, because you might have to sell a kidney to afford a new one. The electricity bill might be a bit higher, but not higher than your gas bill would have been if you had a diesel car. You might have dropped 40k on a new car, but your gas bill is non-existent, so I guess it's still good. Another big thing that electric cars benefit from is their increased performance. They have instant torque, floor it and it goes. No lag, no weight, just pure power. In petrol or diesel cars, you don't get all of the horsepower from the very start. They are given to you gradually as the car speeds up. With the electric, however, if you have 500 horsepower, they are all at your disposal the second you press the acceleration. Which, I won't lie, it's pretty neat. EVs are also quieter. This ensures a smoother ride, perfect for city driving. Or gapping a BMW M3 and leaving it wondering what passed him at that speed. Now, we finally reached the part that I've been waiting for. Let's talk about the negatives of electric vehicles. Range anxiety is a real thing. We all know that feeling of having the fuel needle on red at the very bottom, praying that you have enough fuel to reach the gas station. If you don't know it, I congratulate you. You're a very careful and calculated human being. For those of us who do know this raging anxiety, just know that if you buy an electric vehicle, this dreadful feeling will occur way more than it would have with a gas car. Gas stations are everywhere. Charging stations, however, aren't that common in most places. EVs range between 300 and 500 kilometers, which is fine for daily commuting, especially through the city. But they complicate things unnecessarily when you're looking to make a longer trip, and charging stations aren't that good either. After driving with everything turned off in order to conserve battery so you can reach a charge station, you finally see it. You park your car, plug it in, and you get a good earned coffee while waiting for your toaster to charge up so you can leave. Except that you might also need to get a hotel room, especially on slower chargers. You see, EVs can't charge up in seconds like a gas car would. They take hours. And some of us just don't have 10 hours to spare just to charge a car. So road trips in an EV might involve a lot of bonding time at restaurants with an outlet. Hopefully they have a supercharger outlet. As we mentioned before, these electric cars aren't cheap to buy. EVs can be tens of thousands of euros more than a traditional gas car. Sure, you save up in other places, but I wasn't kidding when I said you might need to sell a kidney if your battery breaks. If you own a Tesla, for example, changing the battery costs anywhere between 13 to 20,000 euros. Okay, the chances of a battery breaking are pretty slim, and you can even argue that the prices of EVs are going down as they become more mainstream. But in this economy, they are still out of reach for a lot of people. Who knows, maybe one day EVs will be in everyone's garage. Hopefully I'm just no longer around to see that. And we've gone to the part where car enthusiasts may get a little emotional. Internal combustion engines have a soul. They roar, they scream, they purr, They let you know that they're alive. They even give you bonding time with friends or family when you're fixing something that broke. EVs, on the other hand, well, they're like, shh, don't disturb me while I have my Starbucks. Just like the owner, electric vehicles have no soul. The only sound they make is that fridge noise we used to hear when visiting our grandparents. You just don't get any satisfaction when you floor it. As you can tell, I'm not a big fan of EVs. But whether I like them or not, they exist and there are a lot of them. But who exactly is buying these things? No doubt you see some electric cars in the country, but most of them are bought by people who live either in the city or close to it. Individuals that have city-based commutes, a spot to charge, and a lot of patience. And I mean a lot. Think young professionals, eco-conscious city dwellers, Democrats, and those who hate loud engines. As I said before, an EV is great for the city. Charging stations everywhere, clean air, no range anxiety, no gas station runs. They are just great. But for cross-country drivers and those that live outside the city, maybe stick to a petrol car. So what does the future hold for these electric soulless tin cans? Well, a lot of car makers are diving headfirst into developing EVs. Some governments are even putting expiration dates on gas cars. But unless they can make a car charge in 10 minutes or less, and make them affordable to everyone, which is highly unlikely in the near future, we shouldn't worry. Sure, tech is developing every year, and the infrastructure might catch up at some point. But converting every single car in the world to electric is a really big task. We are talking about 1.5 billion gas-powered cars. Yeah, one day my great-great-grandchildren might be cruising around in silent spaceships, imagining what it would have been like to drive a car that actually made noise. But I, for one, just don't have to worry about that. But the question remains, are electric cars the future? Probably. Are they ready to replace everything on the road just yet? Definitely not. But who knows? They might just win us all over with a new groundbreaking EV or just very strict government regulations. You just never know. But until then, you will see me rolling in my V12 iceberg melting diesel SUV. With that said, let us know in the comment section what your thoughts on EVs are. Are you buying one? Do you currently own one? Or you never want to be seen committing such atrocities? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and press the bell notification so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep the pedal down and floor it.